Movie review in his head, with story written by Dike, also starring as Opeyemi, screenplay by Inem King, also starring as Ms. Titileo, directed by Great Val Edici, starring as the taxi driver. This comedy drama titled In His Head is produced by Dike and Inem King and executively produced by Dike himself and Great Val Edici. The movie is currently streaming on Dike TV YouTube channel. Synopsis is Opeyemi Dike works for Abstract, an app developing consulting company. In his cunning and crafty manner, in order to achieve his aim and meet his target, he steps on the toes of the wrong woman as he consequently gets cursed by her mother, who is a powerful voodoo queen. To get rid of this curse, Ope must do what he has to do to find out the grave mistake which earned him a curse, what the curse was all about and the antidote to the curse. My take on this movie: the runtime was impressive, yet I found myself taking days to finish this. Probably a slow burn in progression or sequencing, can't really pin it down now. Or maybe I was just a little distracted on the side due to an increasingly ever-busy schedule around the time of watch. The acting was really good, especially from Inem King, who played Ms. Titileo. Desmond Bryce, who portrayed Davis Ope's personal assistant, and Elvina Abreu, who depicted Onyenye's mother, Voodoo Queen. My oh my! I loved the mother-daughter combo of Cynthia Clark as Onyenye and Elvina Abreu. I would most definitely love to see both on my screen again, as I didn't get enough of them here. Cynthia's screen time was regrettably limited in this movie, and the reason not visible. But Madame Elvina, she stole the show with her effortless infusion of a naturally flowing Wafi-Wari version of the Pidgin English, too delish to smooth and sleek. Loved it. Inem King was amazing too with her performance and diction. Loved her camera presence and interpretation. Desmond was just as incredible. Is it just me, or did Bimbo look a bit different here? She appeared stressed. Is this owing to the costuming, hair, or makeup? Something felt amiss. I didn't really feel her much here except on very minute occasions. I guess it's just me though. Now, while the story was good with a somewhat intelligent scripting, I find that the plot and direction were not so much in sync, as there are loopholes that can't be ignored. Firstly, character development seemed to have been all over the place, particularly from the scene before Eno Obong, portrayed by Bimbo Ademoye, was introduced. It felt for a moment like one was watching a different movie altogether. I wasn't exactly drawn into Obong's world or character. We only later got to know she's an ex-Big Brother Nollywood star. The whole thing around her role seemed disjointed, if you ask me. Yes, there were talks about Primewell meal prep prior, but it later didn't just connect for how it was portrayed. Secondly, the later romance between Obong and Ope was one that should have been eliminated from the script entirely. Those two had no business falling in love. Listen up, people. There mustn't always be a falling in love in movies. The build-up wasn't exactly sufficient for that to begin with. Thirdly, unless hypothetically speaking or put, the whole head voice thing wasn't very believable to me. Because if indeed so, then the people who could hear a person's thoughts without the person moving their lips should have been equally worried about themselves, questioning whether they were hallucinating or already raving moving MD. This was, however, not established. Fourthly, what happened to Onyinye? She appeared to have vanished off the face of the earth in the movie. This wasn't explained either. Fifthly, the voodoo woman said she didn't place a curse on Ope. This was contradictory with her utterances the first time they met. Speaking of which, how come a curse wasn't placed on Ope for what he did until he walked into the charm store? So what if he had not gone there? Does it mean he wouldn't have been cursed? Furthermore, the whole Primewell contract thing for me was rather confusing. It was not properly put together in my opinion. Nevertheless, irrespective of the flaws, this was a pretty much decent watch. It was kinda different from most with the literal thinking aloud theme. The movie also reminds me of the Res Guy 2021 on Netflix, which features Lasisi Elenu, Nancy Ism, Broda Shaggy, and others, where Lasisi's character was equally cursed due to his rudeness, pedantry, and language belying. Conclusively, In His Head is a movie that attempts to give a shot at comedy, but doesn't quite do it for the most parts. It also struggles in its dramatic dialogues as well as business and it talks. Overall, not a bad watch, just miles away from being a hit. I will rate this 3/10. Have you seen this? What did you think? I didn't enjoy watching this movie at all. I was just stressing my poor brain trying to understand what's happening. My faves here, Bimbo, Ademoye, and Dike, I didn't feel their acting too. I fast forward Sodi, I vex delete M. Your rating is same as mine. Dike isn't a good producer, but actor. But he won't take corrections. None of his movie is interesting, so I don't bother wasting my data on his channel. I scroll once I pass his production. I didn't enjoy watching this movie as much as I love to watch Bimbo and Dike. Wasn't a good watch for me.